I've spent most of my 20s doing the same thing on repeat. I'd start a business, get hyped about it, dream big, and then a few months in, I'd get frustrated, bored, and I'd quit. I kept telling myself the next idea will be the one, but it never was, until I figured out what was really going on. I tried flipping Pokemon cards, selling clothes, even launching a production company. Each one started with that addictive feeling, like, this time I will finally unlock my potential. This time I will change my life. I'd build vision boards, watch all the YouTube videos I could about said topic, plan my life after the success. The plan always felt perfect, but it was all in my head. Once the real work kicked in, I felt stuck, tired, alone. No likes, no sales, no feedback. Just me and my thoughts at 1 a.m. wondering what I was doing wrong. I remember one night sitting at my desk, half-designed logos on the screen, a Shopify tab open, ice cold coffee sitting beside me. And then I realized I'd just spent 6 hours researching, and I built yet another project I didn't really believe in. So I quit. And honestly, it didn't even feel like quitting. It felt like pivoting, like being smart, like starting fresh. But really, I was just avoiding the fear of follow through. Deep down, I knew the truth. I wasn't failing at business, although some ideas were pretty wild and were long shots. I was failing at consistency. The longer I ran from that truth, the more I started to believe I couldn't build anything. I chased new ideas like they'd save me. The rush, the dopamine, the planning felt powerful. Dreaming felt safe. I mean, it was hope without risk. That's the perfect high. But the execution? Execution is slow. Execution is messy. And it forced me to face all of my insecurities. And suddenly, it wasn't about the dream anymore. It was about discipline. And that's when the imposter syndrome set in. That's when the perfectionism took over. So, I stayed in my comfort zone, starting over, always planning, never building. Telling myself I was being productive when, in reality, I was just protecting my ego from failure. And the more I repeated that cycle, the more stuck I felt. Not just in business, but in life, with my identity. Because if I couldn't finish anything, who was I even trying to become? I kept reinventing myself, but never building myself. Eventually, I looked back and saw over 100 projects with no progress. Logos, domains, vision boards, everything halfway done. I wasn't short on ideas, clearly. I was starving for follow through. So I finally asked the question I'd been avoiding. What if the problem wasn't the plan? What if it was actually me all along? That's when I made a new rule for myself. No more pivots, no more perfect plans, just proof. One offer, one person helped, one piece of content a day. I started this 60 days ago, and on day 3, someone DM'd me, "This helped more than you know," which was incredible. That single message more than any plan I'd ever made. That's when it hit me. Progress is quieter than excitement, but it's real. I stopped asking, what's my dream business? And started asking, what can I finish this week? I made one simple rule. No new ideas for 30 days. Just daily progress, daily proof. It felt boring at first, quiet, but maybe that's what discipline feels like at first. I track my momentum, not my perfection, even on the hard days. And slowly, I'm becoming someone I can trust. Not someone with 30 open tabs and no traction, but someone who finishes shit. If that resonates with you, I've made something that's helped me along the way. I call it the momentum map. It's how I track my weekly progress, especially when motivation disappears. It's totally free and it's linked in the description down below. And if you're ready to follow through, I'd love to talk on a free 30-minute clarity call, also linked below. I didn't need another restart. I didn't need any more plans. I needed to finish.